everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we are diving into the world of computer network and exploring the different type of that connect us. Whether across the city, the country or just even the next door. Whether you are working from home, browsing the internet or connecting with the people around the globe. Network are the backbone that make it all possible. But do you know there are different type of network that is designed for the specific purposes? So in this video, we will explore LAN, WAN, MAN and PAN. What they are, how they work and what they use for. We also cover their advantages, real life use cases, applications. So if you are curious about how these things work on the network or any other IT topic, stick around and let's get started. So firstly we can look what is LAN. The full form of LAN is Local Area Network. From this name only we can understand that the network which is inside a small local area which is inside a limited number of a geographical location. So the definition of a LAN is a local area network is a network of device connected within a limited geographical area. As I said, this is a local area network which is connected inside a limited area network such as our home, office or building. So LAN is nothing but the network that is connected inside the home, office or building. That is, it allows devices like computer, printer and a smartphone to communicate with each other and share resources like file, printer and internet connection. I hope you understand what is LAN. That is, LAN is nothing but a limited area geographical area network. That is our home, office, our school, building. From there we can get the internet connection. That is what is LAN. Let's look the key features. That is small geographical range. That LANs typically cover a small area. That is from a single room or few building or a campus. And high data transfer speed. LAN support high data transfer speed, often 10 GB per second or more. That is because we all know that when the space is decreasing, the speed will increase. That is how the LAN. That is also the LAN. That LAN support high speed of data transfer. That is, first one is small area. It only covers the small area and it support a high speed network transfer. And the private ownership. LAN are usually owned, managed and maintained by a single or an individual ownership. That is, it is connected like it is managed by a single person or a management or an individual. And it is wired or wireless. LAN can be both wired and wireless. That LAN can be either wired using Ethernet or a wireless. So this is the key features of this LAN, which is I hope you understand. That is, first one is it is in a small area. That is small. It only covers a single room or a few buildings or a campus. It is nothing more than that. And it have high speed data transfer because the area coverage is small, so the high data speed will be there. And it is managed by a single or a individual teams, and it is also in a wired and wireless. So this is this image of the LAN where we can see. In this picture we can see that it is the router and it is connected to our personal computer, smart TV, gaming console, our PCs, smartphone, printer. That is a Wi-Fi connection, a wireless connection, which is a Wi-Fi. It is connected, it is to the notebook, smartphone, printer, and wired connection like Ethernet is connected to the desktop, smart TV and gaming. So this is what a LAN means. That is, it is inside a small coverage area which we get both wired and wireless connection. So this is how the LAN work. That is, a router is connected to these devices in a small area network, but the speed will be high. Now see what are the example as we discussed in the image. That is home network, that connecting computers, smartphones, printer, our smart device in home. That we know that in our home there will be Wi-Fi. If there is Wi-Fi, we can connect to our computer, also with our smartphone, and if we have printer and other smart devices, we can connect it to that. So that is the one of example of LAN. And office network, that if you are working in an office, we can see connecting the with workstation, printer and server within office building. So what is the size of the building? Within the building that we can connect, that is the LAN network, which is the local area network. And also in our university or a school network, that is across the different classroom, department within the school or a university, it is connecting. So these are the example. I hope you understand the simple example like home, office, and school or university. And nothing but simple. It is simple like it is in the area that network is connected in a smaller area. That is like our home. And advantages: high speed. As I said, that LAN is offer a fastest transmission speed that we can share files, gaming, or a video streaming we can run. That we are using in our home Wi-Fi. We know that what are the benefit and what is the speed where we will use. And also the LAN is relatively cheap setup and maintain, especially in the small environment. So for us in our home, we will know what is the minimum cost we can set a LAN, which is our Wi-Fi router. Like we can also available at the under 500 also, that we can get in a good speed. And also resource sharing. Devices in the LAN can easily share the resources with the like a printer, internet connection, and storage devices. And also it is easy management. That is, we know that LAN is typically easily to manage and troubleshoot, especially with the smaller connection. So this is the what LAN's advantages. So I hope you understand what is the definition of LAN. That is, it is the with this devices connected within a limited geographical area. That is like a home, office, and building. It covers only a small area. It has a high speed of data transfer, and it has both wired and wireless. Now we can look what are the use cases and applications of the LAN. The first one is home network. That LANs are used in connecting the personal devices like computer, printer, phones within a home for sharing files and internet access and media. This is similar as we said in the advantages. It is a common thing. This is nothing no more. That is, we can share the things, personal devices in the using LAN, and from the office, and also for the gaming, that LANs allow local multiplayer gaming where the multiplayer can connect their devices to the network player together in a single location. That we know that when we are doing in a PlayStation or we are setting a gaming in a single room also with using the LAN, we can play with the good speed. And also we can run a file transferring and printing very easy sharing of files and printers and other resources. So we know that as in the picture we show that it is connected with the wired connection of Ethernet and wireless connection of Wi-Fi. So this is like the technologies is used in the Ethernet is wired LAN and the wireless LAN. That as I in the picture, I hope you understand from the picture what is that. A traditional wired technology, that is Ethernet cable, that is for a high speed data transfer between the devices, and also the wireless Wi-Fi, that is wireless technology that enable the devices to transfer the network files without any physical cable, that is the wireless. So these are the technology used in the LAN, which is Ethernet, and without physical cable, that is Wi-Fi. Now we are going to look what is MAN, that is Metropolitan Area Network. From the name itself, we can understand that it is larger than a LAN, but it is like a typical, it is a metropolitan, we will say, for a city. That is, so it is the metropolitan area network, which means a network that spans a larger geographical area than the local network, but it is smaller than the wider network. So wider network we will discuss. So it is typically cover the cities or a large campus, and it is used to connect various LAN within the range. So a MAN, which is the metropolitan area network, which is MAN, it is larger than the LAN but is lesser than the WAN. WAN is like wide area network, which is including a country, that is wide area. So the MAN is like a large geographical area than the LAN. So let's look the key features of it. So the first one is moderate geographical coverage. That MAN typically cover a city, a town, a large campus area connecting multiple buildings or facilities within the geographical region. So this is what the MAN means, which is covering a city. We will say, just for you remember that MAN, which is a metropolitan. Metro we will say that in the city. So just you can remember it is covering a city or a town or a large campus area. And it is high speed connection. That MAN offers a fast communication speed compared to WAN, but it is lesser than when you compare to LAN. When we compare to WAN, it is high speed. And the third one is private or public ownership. A MAN can be owned by a single organization or maybe a public network managed by a service provider. That is, we can see a city Wi-Fi also network, or also we can see a private or single organization made Wi-Fi also network also. And the fourth features is the medium to high cost. So while less expensive than LAN, we will discuss that is LAN. Then after that you will understand what is mean. So it is setting up the MAN involved consider the investment in the infrastructure and the management. So it is mean medium to high cost, which is high coster than the LAN but is lesser than the WAN. So it is when we compare between the LAN and the MAN, it is situating in the between them both. So it is higher than the cost, it is higher than the LAN, but it is lesser than the it is higher than the wide. Sorry, I hope you understand that it is higher cost than the LAN, but it is less cost when you compare to the wide area network. So it is between the LAN and the wide. So this is what the representation of the metropolitan area network, which is MAN. So here we can see one's office building, a residential area, a government building, a university campus. It is like if we connected a router here. So if we connected a router here, and it will connect to the full university of campus. And also if we connected a router here, and it will completely connect to office building. So this is the large building we can see. And also here we connected, this is the residential area, this full houses will get that connection. And also in the government building, when we connect this network, it will get all over this network. So this is simply what is metropolitan area, that is it will connect a large area when we compare to LAN, that is a city, a large number of office, a residential area, what we want. So the example is, as we said, city, that is city-wide Wi-Fi network. A city must be deployed a public MAN to provide internet access across the different part of the city. So in India, we can see in different part there is a public Wi-Fi, as this, that is called MAN. And the campus network. So like in large university, large corporate campus, we can see a network connection there, that is called MAN, that it is connected to the various buildings, staff room, facilities within the campus itself. So the advantage of this is the faster speed, that when we compare with the LAN, it is less, but when we compare to the WAN, it is cover a limited geographic area, but it is when we compare to WAN, it offer a fast data network speed. And also cost effective for cities and campus. That MAN is ideal for cities, that is best for option for the cities and large organization when we need to connect a multiple building provide a high speed network. So when we think about that, it is we need to connect a multiple building, provide large organization, then it is a affordable cost than wide area network. And also efficient resource sharing, that multiple LAN within the same area can be easily connected, allowing for efficient sharing and resources such as printers, storage device and internet access. That is means that multiple LAN we can connected in this MAN. So the common devices we use in this MAN, it is router and switches. That we know the router which connect the LAN within the MAN, and we can proper routing of data between the network, and switches which facilitate the communication between devices and connected by the LAN and directed by appropriate. So this is what is called LAN and MAN. So next one is WAN. So WAN is that wide area network, that is which is meant by it is covering a large geographical area. So the definition is of the WAN, it is a network that extends over a large geographical area, often spanning cities, countries or even the continents. So it is WAN is connecting throughout the large area, geographical area, which is connecting with the cities, countries and even the continent also. This is why it is called WAN. And it connects multiple smaller networks such as local area network, LAN, and metropolitan area network, that is MAN. So these are the two networks we discussed what is LAN and MAN. So it is it is connecting, that is WAN is connecting this smaller network which is LAN and MAN, and allowing them to communicate with each other for the long distance. So the key features of the WAN, it is large geographical coverage. As we told that it is a vast distance, it is for the regional to global network. It is connected over a big network. That high connectivity, the WAN interconnect between the WAN and the LAN, and it is providing communication between the devices located in the different region. And the public or leased lines. And the WAN typically use public communication infrastructure like internet or the leased private line for the connectivity. And the complex and expensive. Due to the wide coverage and the required transmission, WAN is to be more expensive. As we told that we have to connect large area network, so it will be expensive and also complex to set up and maintain compared to LAN. So we know the LAN is a small network that we connected in our home, but the WAN, it is a wider network that we connected all over the country, city, or even a continent. So this is the picture representation of the wide area network that we can see. This is a WAN network, that is internet. We are connecting through our cities, campus, our entrepreneurs, government, everything it is connected. So this is how the wide area network, that is WAN, will work. That is, it is connecting all over the things in a city, or even is from the smaller to the larger it is connecting. Let's look the examples of it. That is, first one is the internet. As we told in the picture, we can see this is connecting WAN, it is connecting with the internet. So internet, the most common example of WAN we are using it is internet. As we all know what is internet and connection, as we connect billions of devices all over the worldwide. So we know that how internet works, that the internet is going through the under ocean and it is connecting through the worldwide. So that is how the WAN. And corporate WAN, a business with multiple offices in different countries may use WAN to link its LAN in each location. So using this WAN, we are getting connection to the LAN. And satellite network. Satellite network used to provide internet access to remote area and region without the physical infrastructure. So which means we told that the wide area network is internet is working through the underwater, but there is also we are using a satellite network where we can get the internet access where there is no regional physical infrastructure. So these places we are getting the internet using the satellite network. Now let's look what is the advantages of it. So it is a global connectivity. We know that WAN allows us to communicate across the vast distance and making them essential for the global business and communication. So here from I am posting the video, you are getting through this. It is also using the internet. So that is the global connectivity. And the remote access, that WAN enable remote access to the company network, application and the data from anywhere in the world. And it supports the cloud service also, that many cloud-based application and the service depend upon this wide area network and global accessibility and connectivity. So the common devices we use for this, it is router. A router we are used for the direct and traffic between the LAN and the MAN. They are part of the WAN. We know that we are connecting the network by using LAN, and WAN we are connecting with this using the router. So it is part of the WAN. And modem, we know that the modulate and demodulate signals from the transmission over the telephone lines and other media allow the internet access also. The use cases and applications of the WAN, which is internet, that is the most expensive WAN connecting billions of users and devices worldwide, allowing the communication, commerce and entertainment purposes. And the corporate network, that is the large companies uses a WAN to connect their various offices. Enable seamless communication, collaboration across the different regions. And also the remote education telemedia, so that WAN facilitate remote learning, healthcare and service, allowing access to educational content, medical consultation from the long distance. So these are the things what is LAN, WAN and MAN. I hope you understand about the wide area network, local area network and metropolitan area network. Now we can look a small network, we can see that is PAN. This is the PAN, which is the personal area network. That it is a personal area network is a small size scale of network used to connect in the devices within the very short range, that it is within a few meters, and primarily used for facilitate the communication between the personal devices like smartphone, laptop and tablet and wearable gadgets. So that is we can look the features. That is, first one is a short range, that we can see here it is very limited around the 10 meters, like approximately within the 30 feet it is only connecting, that we can use for depending our technology use. And also the low power consumption, that PAN is designed for the low power consumption, making them ideal for portable and battery operatable devices. That is, it is in the both wire and wireless connection. That PAN is used for the wireless, which is example is Bluetooth, and the wired connection is USB. And the simple setup, PAN is usually set up for and required minimal configuration. So this is the picture representation of the PAN. Here we can connect, like if it is a PC, we can connect our mobile devices, our headset, our mouse, our printer. We can connect through the Bluetooth. So this is the personal area network. According to our personal area, what will be there, that our mobiles, our current Bluetooth, our headset, our mouse, anything, that all things include in the personal area network. So the example of the PAN, it is that Bluetooth. As I told, it is a wireless headphone. Also we can get that if you are using a wireless headphone or smartphone to the smartphone or the smartwatch, we can use Bluetooth. And for the USB connection, if you want to connect a phone to a laptop for the file transfer, we will use USB. And for the infrared, that that through the less common today, but we are not using common, we are mostly using the Bluetooth and USB when we compare to the PAN. That is, certain phone connection use the IR technology for the short range of communication. And Wi-Fi direct, that enable the devices like the smartphone, tablet and laptop communicate with each other without the aid of router. That is Wi-Fi direct. So these are the examples of the PAN. Now we can look what are the common devices, as we said, that is smartphone, laptop or tablet, wearable devices and headphone. The advantages of the PAN is that it convenience, that PAN allows seamless connection to the devices without the need of complicated setup. Just we can plug in or just on a button we can connect to the devices. And also with this portable, that is, it is a small size or low power consumption that we can carry easily. And cost effective, that is not required expensive infrastructure or network devices. And security, the PAN, especially through the use in the Bluetooth and seamless technology, can be secure and strong encryption and make the data transfer safe over the short distance. So we can transfer the data through in the short distance. And the use case, if we are using for the file sharing and the peripheral connection, that is wireless like a keyboard, mouse or printer, audio streaming and health monitoring, that we are using our smartwatches and fitness tracker and using the smartphone. So these are the advantages and use cases of the PAN. So the technology using the plans, we know that, as I said, is Bluetooth, infrared, Wi-Fi direct and ZigBee, which is used for the IoT devices for the low power, low data communication. I hope you understand about the LAN, WAN, MAN, and we discuss also about the PAN. Now we can see what is the comparison between LAN, WAN, MAN and PAN. That in the except we can know that it's full form and the range. We told that if you are checking in this the LAN, it is very few kilometers. In our home, we can think about our home, how long our Wi-Fi connection will get. That is our LAN. So this is LAN, this is WAN, MAN and PAN. And for the wide area network, it is very large, as we said, our countries. And for the MAN, that is our cities. And also the PAN, it is under like we know that how long our Bluetooth will get connected, like under the up to 10 meters. And the speed is like 10 GB per second. and it is slower than the LAN, which is wide area network is slower than the LAN, and also it will change according to the speed connection. And it is the MAN, which is the generally fast than the WAN, and it is also low moderate, that is between the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. And device connected by, we can connect computer, printer, switch and router. In the wide area network we can connect our branch office, ISPs or global communication. So in the metropolitan area network we can connect our university campus, cities worldwide. And in the PAN we can connect our only smartphone, laptop or wearable things, devices. And the cost, which is low to moderate, that is we can use for the, it is available to low and to medium. And high, that is wider network, we know that the infrastructure, what are the thing expenses needed. And the metropolitan area, that is when we compare to LAN it is high, but when we compare to wider network it is small. And the PAN, that is we know that is our personal devices very low. And the setup complexity, that easy to set up and manage. It is complex, at wider network is complex, and moderate, it is both like complex and easy. And PAN, it is very simple to set up. And here the home network and office network, the internet multinational companies, city-wide Wi-Fi, university, Bluetooth devices, and the technologies like Ethernet and Wi-Fi. Here we are using the fiber, optical and satellite to get connection. I told that the internet is going through the underwater, that is a sea, it is going through the fiber cables. And for MAN also fiber optic and Ethernet and Wi-Fi. Here it is like a Bluetooth. So this is the comparison between the LAN, WAN and MAN. I hope you understand. So this is a picture representation. What is the LAN, WAN, MAN? That is PAN. It is 80 low, which is 10 under the 10 meter. LAN, it is like 10 meter to 1 kilometer, and the MAN, it is like from the 10 kilometer more, and WAN, it is like 100 kilometer or 1000 kilometer. So this is the picture representation of the both four of them. And that's wrap on the LAN, WAN, MAN and PAN. I hope this video helped you to understand how the different network functions and how they are important. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more IT and tech content. Stay tuned for the next video, and thanks for watching. Bye.